issues where I have to go and spread line, plough them maybe, stuff like that. But it's only 1 or 2 fields, whatever I end up buying. This is all very interesting. Still, it means, and I'm pretty sure I did spread lime on the grass fields before I planted them. They got full seeing too, which is good. There's the train. Back of the train. Don't see the front of the train. So, oh yeah. Also, fast skipping through winter. Obviously, once November's done, we're done with field work. It's pretty much snow, shipping, waiting for spring, making sure the animals don't die. All of that stuff. Keep doing that. I hit the end of the GPS row and it disconnects cruise control. If I catch it before, then cruise control disconnects and the tractor will carry on moving. Still only started at 16, so still less than 3,000 so far. Coming up on 10 o'clock game time, so 5 hours till rain. I mean, we could end up. Oh, there was that baling contract I could do for 10,000. What about that? I don't know if I will. It's an option. Oh, you're slowing down. Let's go. And then the other thing for the railways, I did buy 2 sound decoders this week, so I need to program those and install them. I'm trying to think how many locomotives I've got chipped up now. Range. Prairie. Kind of think I should have about 5, but I think I've only got 4. One did burn out, so I had to get a new chip for it, which is what I now have. All right, this is all of this side done. Okay. 3, 2, 1, ding, done. Okay, now we head all the way to the far edge. I think what should happen is I do the far edge, and as I get to the middle will open up to the bottom of the field, which will put me in the right place to finish everything off. Let's see how that works out. this is the row I need to do first. Done. Go. On. So there was the patch this week for Ground of Aces, which now allows you to place runways with, you specify which direction the planes take off rather than always taking off to the south and to the east. There was, what else was there? There was new DLC for City Skylines, the original series. Which I think was something to do with City Marathon. Can't think of much else. I'm really not that taken with modern computer games. Having fun with the what is it, Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown or whatever. It's known. If you watch the show, you know what's supposed to happen, and it gives you the opportunity to pick a different option. But it's more a case of it's a base builder like XCOM or all of those things, and it lends itself, the whole scenario lends itself quite well to being a base builder. Because spoiler alert, Voyager ends up getting thrown across the universe to the Delta Quadrant and seriously damaged, so most of the ship is a wreck. And then you have to build, decide where you want to build, what you want to build, so crew's quarters, hydroponics labs, science labs. It's your choice. What rooms do you want to build? Where do you want to build them? And obviously, you want to plan ahead somewhat so that when it's time to dismantle a room, for something bigger, say you've built a cargo bay, you want to build a big cargo bay, you've either got to find a new location for the big cargo bay, or you could demolish a couple of cargo bays and stick the big one in over the top of them. That's probably not a wise idea, because you lose your expanded cargo capacity until the big one's finished. It's usually better to find a space, but maybe when you're initially setting up, build cargo bays where you have plans for something in the future, but you haven't researched it yet. So a cargo bay can go here temporarily, and then I can put the big one where I need it and demolish the small ones to make room for some other room. But it's all kind of good fun. So you collect crew resources, work the storyline, and build a base that's inside a spaceship. And it has the look and feel of Star Trek, which is more than some. So many Star Trek games are, hey, you've got to go out and shoot all the Klingons, and it's like, that's not really what Star Trek was about. You're making a combat game in the Star Trek universe. You're not making Star Trek. And you could quite easily make the combat game in any other universe, and it's still, oops, yeah, it's still a thing. A combat game in Star Wars is more Star Warsy than a combat game in Star Trek. Not that I'm saying you can't have fun with combat games in Star Trek. I used to play a board game called Starfleet Battles. Don't have anyone who plays it these days. But it was very well put together and very tactical. But, you know, generally you won by outthinking your opponent, kind of like a simplified form of chess. However, there were random events. You know, I'm going to fire my photon torpedoes. Maybe they won't all hit you. And if they all miss, oh boy, am I in deep trouble. But it's not because my tactics were wrong. Maybe it was. But it was more a case of I just got really unlucky. I remember I played one game against one guy. And we were playing with critical hits. If you took 20 or more damage in one salvo, you had to roll on the critical hit table. Not a problem. I mean, most of the time was, oh, the lights in the crew quarters have failed. Yeah, no big deal. So he fired the part of the turn just before I was planning to unload on it. And he got a fire control hit. So all my weapons immediately offline. My front shield's down, I've taken a little bit of internal damage, and I cannot return fire. And I planned for the shield down, a little bit of internal damage, not a problem, because I can just stomp all over it at a closer range, so more damage. And nope, can't. Sorry, your entire fire control system is down. You can't shoot anybody for a whole turn. And it's like, well, that just sucks. Because before my weapons could come back online the next turn, he'd managed to maneuver and get a second shot in, and my ship was toast, and his was undamaged. So it wasn't me doing anything tactically wrong, it was just he got so lucky. And it happens, sort of 1 in 36 chance that the other guy will get really lucky and you will lose for no fault. There was a fleet game we played where the other team made a huge tactical blunder. And yeah, we played a few turns. My team pretty resoundingly won. We had, I think we'd blown up one of their ships and severely damaged another one, and both our ships were damaged, but not too heavily. And so we sort of had a post-battle analysis, and I said, you know what, you guys really blew it. And what they'd blown was my team had come in with no weapons armed, and it takes 3 turns to arm our weapons. They'd come in with their weapons half armed, and it takes 2 turns for their weapons to arm. So okay, so I said, you blew it, because they sat on the other side of the map. They didn't charge in to take advantage of the fact that we didn't have any guns loaded. and they could have hit us on turn 2, or they could have tried to hit us on turn 1, and then still had a second volley ready by the time our weapons were charged. But it was like you just sat on the far side of the map and waited for us to be ready, and we picked when the fight would happen. And the guy who was on my team said, "Ha, you were wrong." I said, "Don't laugh. We made a tactical error too. We loaded our weapons for 1v1 combat. We should have loaded our weapons for fleet combat, because we'd have completely decimated them if we'd done that." So, it's like, yeah. I think I hadn't played for about 2 years at that point. The commander of the opposing unit hadn't played for about 5 years, and then our teammates were just learning the game. So yeah, it was brand new to them. So it was like, I'll take me because I have more experience and one of the rookies, and you can have 2 rookies and yourself versus me. So it's sort of kind of fairer because you have more players, and typically more players results in a better tactical situation. So yeah, I did win, but it's sort of, I could have won more if I'd planned ahead, and I could have lost severely if they'd taken advantage of the situation, but they didn't. So oh well. But that's the thinking aspect. There would still be the random aspect of they could have charged in and completely botched their die rolls and still lost. But less of a chance of that if you tactically outthink your opponent. Still, fun game. Also played Battletech, Car Wars. Car Wars used to be fun. Car Wars used to be complicated. You used to pick a car chassis and then fill it with guns and armour and what have you. And these days it's a very simplified, you pick a car chassis and you put modules in it. And the old way it used to be, what's the maximum weight you can have, what's the maximum amount of space you have. So you can't put an anti-tank gun in a sedan because it's too big, but you could put a couple of Vulcan machine guns, except they're too heavy, and it was all sort of lots of math involved trying to figure out the optimum content of your vehicle. But these days, not so much. Very simplified game. Kind of miss the old games, because we used to play them at school, and they were very conducive to complicated math. You had to do math, and even the guys who weren't very good at math were what's the word for it? Incentivized to figure out this math. I want to fit out the best thing. I want not necessarily the best weapon, because the best weapon, I can have one best weapon, or I could have 2 pretty good weapons in my vehicle, be it a battle mech or a tank or a car. But do you want one really good weapon, or do you want a number of reasonably good weapons? Because the reasonably good weapons, you get to throw to hit on all 3 of them, whereas if you've got one really good weapon, you get 1 roll, and if you fail, you missed. Wait till next turn. So the guy with the mediocre weapons is going to be chipping away at you. And that might just win him the game. Okay, where do we want to go next? I think this row here. Oh, I'm not even on the edge yet. We're living on the edge. Go, come on. Yes, he's not applying very well. We've still got... Come on, dude, go. Still got 8,000 litres, so we've used just over 9. This is fine. I don't think... What other fields do we have to do here? How's the rain? The rain is coming at 3. We're on this field. So we did this field, and this bit all messed up. We did this field. We haven't done that field. I think that field probably looks okay. And we haven't done these two. But we've done all the rest. Oh, I need to get back to the tractor. Yay. So I think we're doing okay for now. Once all this is done. So do I want to do the big giant field? I think that one looks okay. This one looks okay too. See, this is where these fields used to be joined together on the original version of the map, and the map maker severed that link and I cleaned it up, so that's why that looks like it does. Actually, if I do a left turn, we'll get that big thing. Good. Really need to gauge GBS here, but I will. Off. Yeah, well. Okay, so if I do that one up that way, we've got the far edge still to do, and then that's done. I think I'm going to call this line spreading session. Awesome. Grab that call. There's a bit there too. Don't know what that's all about. Since we're doing the field, we'll do all of it. Okay, there might be a tiny bit at the end of the rows here, or not. Swing that wide and go. Yeah, see the amount required pH plus 0.125. It's like it's almost perfect. It's just not quite. So coming on 11 game time. I am out of tea for a change. This field's already picking up weeds, but once we plant, the weeds will be eliminated. And we get to deal with the weeds once the crop's in. No point in wasting herbicide now, or gas driving or diesel driving over the places. Oh, so as far as real world stuff is concerned. Whoops. Oh, you stupid poo. Come back. Stop. I've been seeing various stories about, gasoline's $8 a gallon in California. It's like, it is? Check gas, bud. No, it's $5.50 maybe. I don't